No game has come close to feeling like Runescape, except TitanReach. TitanReach is an indie game I first covered in an extremely early demo back in August of 2020. Since then it has changed significantly, and with early access becoming free to play on the 1st of August, I thought it was time for an update. So whenever you're ready, grab your cup of tea, sit back, relax, and enjoy. For those that are unaware what TitanReach is, it's an indie MMORPG in development that's supposed to be a third-person RuneScape. They are working on implementing 20 skills, 14 of which are in-game, ranging from combat to artisan skills, a player-driven economy, various social systems, and of course, meaningful quests. But the one thing they do not want to copy is RuneScape's combat system, whether that's OSRS or RuneScape 3. They're currently aiming for an ARPG-like combat system with 4 to 6 main skills and a sort of energy pool that is used for certain abilities. I covered this game close to a year ago and I didn't expect much from the video, but I wanted to cover the game because I thought it was a really interesting concept. It has since then hit over 100,000 views and generated the most or second most invites in the official TitanReach Discord server. At that time I had faith in the game and I was really excited for it to reach its Kickstarter goal. However, it did not end up hitting that Kickstarter goal. Now, while the Kickstarter did fail, this didn't stop the developers from finding ways to fund the game. They had a proof of concept, and they knew players were most definitely interested in the game, so they set up a credit store, allowing you to purchase early access titles, pets, and so on to help fund the game and to receive something in return. Think of this what you will, but it has seemed to work, and they continue to fund the game through this credit store. A few months ago, I tried out the game by going through the new tutorial and exploring the starting island, but there didn't seem that much for me to do. I did notice a huge difference in visuals as the developers seem to have left the pixelated art style behind. I have mixed feelings about the change, but I still like the way the game looks and it might appeal to a broader audience this way. If you compare this footage from when the game first started development in late 2019 to now, the difference is just huge. It looks like a different game now. Now, at that time, I was planning to create an updated video, but since a lot of things were going to be added in the future, I decided to wait. So where is TitanReach now? Well, the development team has grown to 16 people and there seems to be a lot more content in the game than before. Presumably because of that free-to-play early access release date. TitanReach now has a character creator with more options and colors, something that is a must in any MMORPG. Though of course this is still a work in progress and far from finished. The environment seems more fleshed out with buildings, NPCs and animals, with some exceptions. According to one of the developers, there's content to around level 40 or 50 in most of the 14 skills currently available. That being said, there are players that have gone to level 100 in some skills on the leaderboards, which is honestly insane. You can already view the high scores on the official TitanReach site. That just goes to show you how much of the supporters already like this game. The current HUD, which is still a work in progress, is actually really clean and I like the way it looks and the way it functions. This is miles better than before and is actually starting to feel like a real game and not just a concept. You can now add friends, set up a party and link items in game in the chat as well. Animations have been and are being improved, especially that weird idle stance that was in the game when I tried it again a few months ago. That was honestly just terrible and I'm glad they finally changed it. The game also feels more stable and less buggy than before. For a year's worth of progress, it's starting to look like a proper MMORPG, but it's still very much in development and there isn't that much to do just yet. There are still a lot of things they need to deliver on and it's just going to take time, as their estimated release is going to be in the 4th quarter of 2022, about a year and a few months from now. Within that time, according to their upcoming features and content list and future features and content list, they're going to be releasing a lot of things you want to see in an MMORPG, like dungeons and bosses, mini-games, quests, guilds, market stalls, new tiers of armor and skilling locations, a full animation rework for all of the creatures in game, which they are showing progress of, by the way. That's very much worth mentioning because every week or every 2 weeks they have patch notes and development blogs on the website to keep you updated on what they're doing and what they're working on, which is something really good to see for a game like this because that's a good way of tracking of how far they are to reaching their goals or promises, should I say. On August the 1st, you can definitely play the game, test it, and get a feel of what it's like, but I personally will not be doing much in the game until the new combat system is implemented and there's some more exciting stuff to do. The fact that early access will be free to play until the closed beta, in my opinion, is a good decision, because the amount of money they were charging for an early access game, or test, was more than a AAA game. Yes, they needed the money for development, but it was crazy expensive. I believe it was $70 and it slowly declined in price over time, but not only did you have to pay for early access, but once the game is fully released, you do have to again pay the subscription. Maybe it's a personal thing, I just don't buy ideas or tests unless there's enough time value to get out of my money or I have a lot of trust in the game, like I had with The Forest. My point is, I see a lot of potential players seeing that expensive purchase price or paywall for a game that doesn't have that much to offer just yet, being wary of getting into it at all. Especially with the recent player-funded MMORPG scams like Chronicles of Illyria. So having that free-to-play test period is a good idea to attract players and let them see if they like it without having to drop big game money. Even more so since the game will be subscription based in the future too. Be wary of backing any type of player-funded game, no matter how good it seems. It is worth noting I was given a key to test out the game by the developers a few months ago. TitanReach has shown many improvements and changes over the past year. Despite the amount of progress, I'm having a hard time seeing this game fully release in little over a year. Especially since the game is player funded, I just don't see how they would be able to raise enough money to finish it in such a short period of time. 16 people on a team, some part-time, some full-time, at minimum wage or more is a lot of money each year. That's excluding social security contributions and all that good stuff. I reached out to the community manager and he told me they're talking to investors about possible extra funding, which gave me a little bit more confidence in the game. I did some digging on the TitanReach videos on YouTube and I found this comment on Kira's video about someone willing to drop 30 to 50k on the game. So it's definitely not out of the question and very plausible. Even though I don't see the game releasing fully late 2020, I can easily see this game being released in a playable state with enough content to keep players satisfied and progress from there. This is the only game that has come close to actually trying to be like RuneScape with moderate success. And I believe TitanReach deserves credit for that. Yes, I know you want to mention Albion, but this game is far more similar to RuneScape than Albion will ever be. There have been no games that actively try to create a third-person RuneScape-like experience, and that's surprising since it's such a successful MMORPG. TitanReach has laid the foundation to become a good game. It's up to the developers, supporters, and time to see if it will become a good game or not. If I was in your position, the viewer, and you are interested in this game, try out the free-to-play early access test. See if you're interested or not. If you are, and you really like the game, you could support it, but I would personally wait until the new combat system is implemented, or there's more spark to the game than there is now. But that's just my opinion. Their Discord will be linked in the description for updates and all that kind of stuff. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like down below, and maybe even consider subscribing, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.